Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Yes, I got Pete Halbleib joining me.
Welcome, world.
Yes, it's going to be a great episode, folks. Finally, we're back talking about some good stuff here. We're going to talk about some of the Facebook QAnon stuff towards the end of this show. Stay tuned for that. But we're checking out booms. What the hell are they? What's causing them? Stay tuned on Talk is Cheap. Welcome to Talk is Cheap, where cheap is talk and talk is cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dan Hohlfeld. Thank you so much for joining me live today, March 15th, 2019. Peter.
How's it going, Dano?
It goes.
We're live. That's crazy.
We'll do it live.
You do a lot more live stuff than I do, so.
It's fun. You always want to do more of this stuff, so.
Yeah, absolutely. It is kind of exciting, and we can't catch anything in editing when we're live.
We'll do it live.
We're doing it live.
And we got a nice camera without Dusty here. I can have this other camera and utilize it.
No one else to introduce tonight, folks. Sorry.
So, holy cow. You have any announcements, Pete, before we...
I don't, other than I hope everybody is getting through this crazy, crazy world all right and keeping somewhat of an even keel. And I send out the best vibes I can toward you.
We got Child in the chat. She says, what do you got for beer? Where's the beer at?
Where's the beer at? The beverage this evening is located in the K2D4 network cup here. And I'll shamelessly plug our merchandise. Go and buy some mugs.
Shameless. Yes. Speaking of merchandise, I got my shirt on too.
Yep.
Be the change. It's always starts with inside. Be the example you want to set.
Right.
And let it go from there.
Yep. It's almost like, there's like stories about leading by example and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to t-shirt for, I think Pete's got another episode we're going to do later after this one, film ahead and save it for the coming weeks. But I'm going to wear t-shirts on all three of those episodes, and we'll keep the seriousness for the Tuesday. We're going to have more fun on these shows, I think, is what I'm
for
going
sure.
to do. So, yep. So yeah, of course, folks, the chat's open. You can talk to us here. We got it on screen. Don't be afraid to interact. We got super chats as well.
Super chats?
Yeah.
Super
chats.
chats.
Super chats.
I don't know what the fuck.
If people want their message read on air, they can donate, $5 or whatever, and they get read.
Super chats. Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dano.
You didn't really know what that was, is it?
Or did I?
And then later on, folks, I'm going to open the phone lines towards the end of the show. If you want to discuss the boom thing here as well, we've got some input. There's a lot to cover here, and I'm just going to say FYI right now, we really don't know what it is. I'm not going to say that we definitely know what it is. We're going to speculate about what it could be. There's a lot of examples here I'm going to show of what could be causing these booms, but it can be anyone's guess. It's a boom. A boom is pretty general word.
Yeah, right. It's not very descriptive.
Yeah.
Like, what's a boom?
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of different types of booms.
So this topic was submitted by Ray. I got his thing up. Why is that not up? I had that up.
Yep. Where'd Ray go?
This message is here. Bring it up for you. He says, it would be great if you guys could do a show about the loud booms and stuttering ground.
Shuddering ground.
Shuddering ground,
yep.
Thank you.
Should be D.
3 weeks ago here in the Ozarks of South Central Missouri, we had one I experienced personally. That's Ray. So yes, Ozarks is a good place. They have the underground bunkers down there, all that good stuff going on. So that's definitely some good speculation that they could be
testing or other type of government or military activities.
Boring out.
Yeah, continuing construction, right? Yeah.
It's big.
Blasting stuff out. In Wisconsin, we're no strangers to these loud booms either.
Yes, Terry in the chat, I had to read that because I was going to bring that up, but since you brought that up right now, she says Brad who channels Adronis claims the booms are portals that are opening around us. This is a conspiracy show. Yes. Why not have portals that could open up and go boom?
Yeah,
bring stuff
you'd
in.
think there would be some energy exchanging when that happens.
So let's go through some examples here, I guess, and just dive right into this thing. Oh, we got a super chat already.
All right.
Let's see what they have to say.
Oh, look at that. This is exciting.
I donated. What is that? What country is that? That's pounds? 20 pounds?
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Anita.
We're
going to butcher the Thailand. I'm going to say.
Sweet. Much appreciated.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so we've talked about, I don't know if you were on that episode, Pete, where we talked about like the trumpet sounds and stuff being heard.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. I was.
So
yep.
This is different, folks, from that.
Yeah. The angel horns or whatever they were called. Angel trumpets or something, I think they were called.
And that's in itself a hell of a mystery.
Yeah, that one's crazy too.
So let's watch. There's going to be a lot of news clips. It should be fair use. Let's just go with it and see what we got here.
Yeah, well, Dan might get us into trouble here.
This is on the Sun.
Evening. The more we look into this story, the more bizarre it gets. We did get some surveillance, though, as you just mentioned, that may give us a better idea of what may be happening. A story that began in Mid-City has taken us to Harahan, River Ridge, and Wagaman. Now we go to Lakeview, where late Monday night the mysterious booms were heard again, this being one of them.
Oh. Loud boom, woke up, startled. First thing I thought was a train car exploded.
The surveillance video shows a flash of light followed by the loud bang.
If it was a transformer, I imagine Entergy would have been out here fixing something. So.
And it's not like you lost power or anything.
No.
And that's the other thing too. If it was a transformer, you'd lose power.
Yeah.
So right, like there's a perfect example of it's a boom, but is it a firework? Is somebody
like is it an M80 or something? Because that flash, it surely looked like something exploding.
Yeah,
like how I would imagine somebody throwing like an M80 firecracker or pipe bomb or something. But that was interesting.
It's loud enough to awaken cars and people in the area.
You get to the point where this is continuing to happen.
Catherine Norton just can't figure it out, but knows this one hit close to home.
Thought that, okay, maybe there's a derailment, or maybe a car ran into another one, or something of that nature. But it's not, because I'm used to these tracks. So when you've been here since 1984, you're used to all the sounds.
Norfolk Southern had nothing unusual to report. Also, the video shows no train in the area at the time of the incident.
It's some kind of explosion that generates light, some kind of energy.
We also confirmed there's no filming in the neighborhood, a theory that's been floating around.
Whatever it was out of scope of the camera.
Even with video showing these bomb-like sounds, its source remains a mystery, leaving many with more questions than answers as to what it could be.
It's just bizarre.
The curiosity, I think, is the biggest factor. People want to know, what is it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice one. Quick thanks for the correction. It's the donation was made in euros.
Yes, euros.
Yeah.
Casper.
Stupid Americans. Ugh.
I was looking at the
we're
other
terrible.
Screen. We should know our
currencies. Yep. So I'm still, when they replayed that and showed that flash, I'm more and more convinced it's like an M80 or something like that. It sure, I've lit a lot of fireworks off and blown a lot of stuff up in my day. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
So the next clip here is
it's a quiet
one of those happening. This is in Phoenix.
Okay.
So now this is one of those mischievous people, folks.
Working class neighborhood.
But recently, that town has been disturbed.
Something bomb related going off in the neighborhood.
This security camera near 35th Avenue and West Muriel Drive caught one of those blasts.
All you could see is rocks hailing down on my dad's truck, and it seemed like it came from over the fence over there, but I guess the crater's right in front of the fence.
Talk of loud booms have blown up on the local Nextdoor app. One was even reported this afternoon.
And Phoenix PD says they're investigating this string of mysterious explosions.
Since October, the bomb squad has collected evidence in the area of 43rd Avenue to 27th Avenue and from West Greenway Road to Union Hills Drive.
I mean, you usually hear them late at night, too. That's the thing. It's not during the day.
And for the past month, neighbors say they've become common.
Anywhere between 1 to 2 a night.
So far, no one has been injured by whatever is causing the blasts, but some worry it'll only be a matter of time.
Well, the real big concern is that somebody could get hurt and that somebody, if this continues, is going to get hurt.
It's going to happen.
You can see the shadow. That's crazy.
That's insane, huh?
So, yeah. So
there's a perfect example of that is obviously a firework. Somebody went up there, lit it.
You'd sure think so, yeah, right? It would sure look like it.
And it's loud enough where you're going to hear that block sound and people are going to be like, I heard a loud boom.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a perfect example there.
So somebody picked up a bunch of pretty significant firecrackers. They didn't expand on what the evidence the bomb squad found. I'm a little disappointed in that.
Yeah, the guy in the video did say that they saw a crater there, so there was definitely something lit there. That first video I showed, I forgot to show this as well. One of the comments in the YouTube video says, I live in this city and they're really common as of lately. It's a phenomenon that's been happening all over, perhaps solar flares and CMEs.
What's a CME, do you know?
Coronal mass ejection.
Oh, very good.
But I wouldn't think that would be, because in that one we could see that there was a flash of light in the distance.
Yep.
But it's interesting to think about, always. So
yeah, those first two seemed more explosion related to me. Like if I were to speculate.
So there's one cause right there: explosions.
Yep.
There's so many that we can do. I mean, we're just gonna go through these, folks. So explosion was one. Brad Johnson opening the portal was the next I was gonna talk about.
Oh, yep. Which could be very similar to that explosion thing.
Thanks to Terry for bringing that up. And then let's go on to another one. These are. Oh, wait, no, this was a different one first. Let's listen to this one.
Okay.
Loud noise that will not let up is plaguing a part of Pennsylvania. No one seems to know the source of the mysterious booms. Top investigators are now helping to unravel the mystery in Springfield Township, Haycock Township, Milford Township, and Quakertown. That's where Eyewitness News reporter Alexandria Hoff is tonight. Alex?
Yuki, this is a wild story that just seems to keep on getting stranger. Now, between calls to police and posts on social media, hundreds of people say that they have heard and been shaken by this explosion-like sound that rocked them out of their beds in the middle of the night. And without a clue of what is going on, local police have gone to state, and state police have now gone to federal investigators. Here in Upper Bucks County, something has been going bump in the night.
I thought maybe somebody was making a tunnel or space junk fell out of the sky.
From poachers, gunfire to explosions to sonic booms.
There has been no shortage of theories, but still no answer as to why so many residents have been jolted by a mysterious and near deafening boom sound.
It's a rumble. It actually rumbles the ground like an earthquake would happen, but with a loud
I've been in the military. I've got experience with explosives. I was a Navy diver, and that was definitely not a gunshot.
Local police municipalities have been receiving reports of the booms since early April. A majority of the reported sounds have taken place between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4:30 a.m.
I heard it at 2:35. That was, what did I say, April 30th, I think it was that morning.
Janice Crompton of Haycock Township and her daughter heard the booms on 2 occasions.
It's like an explosion, and of course, it actually shakes your house.
Eyewitness News has confirmed that along with the Pennsylvania State Police, the FBI is now on the case as well. Authorities are asking that if you notice anything odd, do not investigate for yourself. Call police immediately and be sure to take mental notes.
Well, we'll see.
Here's another odd thing. We were
yeah.
Interesting again.
Another thing, Eli in the chat, I want to bring this up. Good conversation tonight. He says deep underground, those are also the deep underground dumbs getting blown up, because we got the Alliance white hats that are going in and blowing up these bases now.
Well, that's an interesting theory. Elijah's comment seemed a little tongue-in-cheek to me, but...
No, I had Em and Miss Em on from the Deep Disclosure.
Oh, really?
And they said that all this was going on.
As they're starting to overthrow the deep state and blowing up their bases and stuff.
Yep. And I think Corey Good has even said that as well.
Really? You know, there's been a lot more of these booms. At least maybe it's just the media covering it or whatever, but it seems like there's been a lot more
it does seem like
reporting of it
ramped up a lot, because I do not remember hearing about any of this before. Here is an example of one from a living room. It's a little faint, but you just listen. Almost kind of like a gunshot.
Yeah,
noise.
see that one sounded a lot like the first one did, the first video we heard.
Now we got the reaction.
Oh, yes.
Hey, I don't know. That was awesome. What was awesome? Well, boom, boom, and carry on.
I don't know, but it was awesome. Good response.
Boom, boom. So here's another thing, folks. Because I didn't even know about this. Now we had 30-degree below weather this last month.
Yeah, like a month ago. God, that was 30. We hit 40 below.
With the wind chill, I suppose. But
no, it was marked 40 below. My truck thermometer stops working at 37 below.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was cold.
I was watching my iPhone that night, and I think I got to a low of like negative 38. I took a screenshot of it, but
yeah, it's crazy.
It was unbelievable. And then I took some hot water, threw it up in the air.
Yeah. You know what? The first time in my life I did that too. It was like 32 below, and I went out with the hot water and threw it up. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's. You might as well do it, because it's beyond that point. You might as well just have fun, because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, and you're going to only be able to handle it outside about 30 seconds anyway.
So that being said, loud booms you hear outside may be from frost quakes. Now, obviously, this is only going to be in the winter, folks. But a frost quake happens when you have a lot of snow melted that saturates the soil, and then it freezes once more. That ice expands, which moves soil and rock, causing cracks. That is when you may hear strange sounds such as boom. And they have a crack here in this video.
It wasn't an earthquake, it was a frost quake. Take a look at this. It split this gravel driveway right down the middle for about 150 feet.
Here we got about 7.
7 inches?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been down about a foot before. Yeah.
It's gone that deep?
Oh, yeah.
Dennis Olson uses a yardstick to measure the depth of the large crack he discovered last Tuesday during the deep freeze.
Yeah, I heard a boom up there in the house. I was in the house.
This is in Wisconsin,
by
the way.
How loud of a boom?
Yeah, well, it was loud enough. It kind of just shook everything somewhat.
At first, he thought the loud boom was
like a nice
caused by
guy.
an explosion. But after calling the sheriff's department, he learned it was a frost quake.
I got 8 inches there.
It's the result of water freezing and expanding in the soil and bedrock. But Olson says he's never seen or heard anything like it in the 48 years he has lived in rural Fond du Lac County. Have you ever been in an earthquake?
No, I don't hope to be either.
And this is your first frost quake?
Yeah, right.
The good news is it really didn't do much damage to the driveway. Olson says he'll just cover it up or fill it in when all the ice and snow goes away. In Waupun, Charles Benson, today's TMJ4.
So there you go. Frostquakes, you ever hear of those, Pete?
I did. I have. Basically, probably about the same time you did when they were talking about it, when there were all these loud booms reported around the state. That's what they came up with.
Yeah, so that was another reason there. So we already named off quite a few reasons.
Yeah, the potentials, right?
Potential,
yeah,
yes. Yeah. So, are some people hearing some of these
Yeah.
parts and they're hearing other things elsewhere?
Yeah, obviously some of those
Mix and
videos
match.
that we saw had nothing to do with freezing weather, and we're not going to cover like swamp gas in this, are we, or anything?
I don't think that covers this.
Okay,
It's going to
good.
happen.
Weather anomalies.
Excuse me.
So here's another one. Sonic booms. This is huge because loud booms heard across Texoma. That's Oklahoma, folks. Did I say that right?
Texoma.
Texoma. Jeez.
Yeah.
People tell us they felt shaking and heard a loud boom just after 8 this morning, and then again a little later after 2 this morning. So these are in that afternoonish, morning and then afternoon. We spoke with a public relations director for Lockheed Martin. He said they were flying the jets over southern Oklahoma Wednesday. Sonic booms were likely the cause of the ground shaking and loud sounds. So do you know of the Concorde?
Yep.
It was, I'll bring up my news.
I don't think it's still in flight, is it?
It's not. It went down. They took it down in
90s probably, maybe.
I had it on there. Oh, I have it right here. No, I don't. Dang it.
Darn it.
Till 2003.
Ooh, very good. Oh, 3. Okay.
So 1976 to 2003 was the operation. This plane was amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
So-
it was a big deal, I remember, when I was younger.
Yeah, it would do Mach 2. So we're talking 1354 miles an hour.
Yeah.
This hauling ass.
Yeah.
So from New York to London, you could get there in 3.5 hours compared to 7 hours for a regular flight.
Yeah, because, you could leave after lunch and get home by dinner.
And the whole reason this plane they retired it, well, number one, it was expensive. It was like $7,000
for a flight. Oof, that is pricey.
And then also they had an accident, and then 9/11 happened, and then it just got retired.
It was done.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're talking about bringing it back actually now.
Or an updated version of it.
One that's not going to be so loud. I'm going to play a clip here in a short time, but on screen here I got the top speeds of some other planes. So here's the Concorde 1354.
Yep.
And then we got an Airbus 380, A380 is a 737 miles an hour, and then a Boeing 737 583. That is
Well,
fast.
the Boeing 737s are 0 right now, but
that was only certain ones.
yeah, the Max whatever 7s and 8s or 8 and 9. That's what it was. Yeah.
So like the sonic boom on this thing, I got a clip here. This is a boom. So now
that was the Concorde?
That was the Concorde flying over.
Yeah.
Now what's going on with that is if theoretically if you could stay with this plane, you would hear that loud boom the whole time.
It's nothing but
But it's one right there.
Yeah, as it passes. As it passes
so
over
crazy.
you, it washes right over you.
And that they used to do flights over the U.S. and they couldn't do it because of this.
Because
anymore.
people kept complaining and stuff.
And that would scare the
Oh yeah,
my
house is like on a flight pattern. I think it must be Fort McCoy from Madison, and I hear cargo planes going over. But every now and then, jets will fly over, and literally when they go by, that sonic boom hits, and my dishes rattle, the cupboards shake, and it's like whoa!
Wow.
It just you can feel it right in your chest, and it's kind of cool because usually if you try to get outside to look at them, they're long gone because they're so far ahead. But it's quite the sound, and I've been outside a few times and seen them coming, and they like to seem to screw around a little bit above my house anyway.
Yeah. So there was also the LA thing, loud booms in downtown LA. This was a U.S. Army drill exercise. Obviously, you're going to hear helicopters with these and stuff. U.S. Army training exercise involved aircraft and weapon simulations in urban settings. The training is essential to ensure service members are fully trained and prepared to defend our nation overseas. Or maybe martial law.
Mm-hmm.
It's all happening.
There you go.
I was looking for the other one.
Yeah.
Dang it. Alex. And then, so I got a clip. That one didn't have the boom in it. This one does. I found this. So they're lighting
stun grenades or something.
Dude, they got to have their fun out there. And
crowd control devices.
Act like they're doing something.
That's a show of force that keeps the locals in line,
And a lot of that is, martial law training. Why not?
Oh yeah, you have to be prepared to overtake your population if you need to, right? What good is the military if they won't fight for the people controlling them, right?
And it's like Thomas Jefferson said.
It is, I think.
And so, yeah, there's so many things here, folks. Out the underground bases now. Here's a clip from Jesse Ventura's when he did the Ozarks. I'm gonna try to keep this windowed so I don't get flagged or whatever, but very good show. So we were talking underground bases. The Ozarks are the place
where they have this stuff.
They got semis bringing in stuff. There's obviously groceries and whatever else they're prepping down there.
That's all parking? If you think about it, that's crazy. Look at the amount of vehicles. They have loading docks.
And this is one that's open and admitted.
Like people can go into, or
yeah,
no?
Because they just drove right in there. No one was guarding it. In this video, they're like, "Oh, should we go in there?" They just drove right in.
And they're just driving around. They ran that stop sign. That's insane. Think of how many people they could hold in there.
There's some cars. Semi was backed into a dock. But yeah, you get the picture. Crazy
Imagine, I see something like this, Dan, and I can't even comprehend what they have secretly.
Exactly.
You know, this is probably, this was something they abandoned. It wasn't worth occupying anymore. Wow.
I wouldn't say it's abandoned. I say they were using it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't obviously deemed worthy to keep from public eye if you can just drive into it, you know?
Exactly.
Imagine what they're actively trying to keep secret, what they've got out there.
Yeah, because you have that base, the Cheyenne Mountain one, the one they talk about on Stargate SG-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, what do they have under there?
Because UFOs fly in and out of that one, right? Is it?
I don't think of that one.
Not which one is it?
Mount Shasta.
Maybe that's the one.
Or Mount Adams is Gilliland's ranch.
Okay, no, I think it was Shasta. But anyway, yeah, there's mountains anywhere where they fly UFOs in and out of.
But all of continuity of government, keeping things going, that's all down there. They admitted that in I think it was in Jesse Ventura's episode. Might have been that same episode, maybe. There was a wall. You couldn't tell that there was anything back there. They just pulled it right open, and then it was just, there was a operations center. They had all that stuff ready to go. A hospital. All that stuff was ready.
Yep, just sitting there ready to throw the switch on. That's crazy. Happened to be wheat, not a tear. Just said, breaking news here. Loud booms heard today in central Kentucky for 30 minutes or so around 11 a.m.
Wow.
That's cool.
Well, so yeah, that one's still daylight.
Yeah.
Because what I was thinking of.
That's right.
Like if they're doing it at night, like the first video I showed, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, maybe it wasn't that first one because that one was obviously there was a flash.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're hearing these booms, a lot of them say that it's at night. What better way when you're digging an underground base? It's like, oh, we got a blast. Let's wait till people are sleeping. They really won't know what's going on. Fire it then. We can just write it off.
Yeah, like 3/4 of the people probably won't even realize what happened. Wake up in the middle of the night or whatever. And the ones that do, it's a mystery, and it happens all over. So I guess it's not that unique.
So, I guess there's one more thing I want to mention here, and we'll kind of close up, and then get to my QAnon topic, and open up the phone lines.
Oh, that's right. We've got phone lines opening up.
Where we sit right now, there's a quarry near here.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to do blasting on there. So when I was a kid, probably about 10, 12, I was sitting in the living room, and what it literally felt like was somebody picking up the house and then dropping it. It's like it would shake the house. It was but they were just blasting.
Yeah, you were feeling it in the bedrock coming through,
Yeah. So they don't do that down. Well, it's I guess they still kind of use it once in a while, but it's not like that. I haven't had them blast down there in a long time.
In a while, yeah. It's not like maybe fully active anymore. When I was a kid, I lived on a river, and they were building a dam upstream, probably half mile upstream. And they had to do blasting of granite and all that stuff. And it would same thing. The whole house would shake and dishes would rattle.
Oh. So to summarize, we got underground tunnels, we got frost quakes, we got pranksters, we got transformers, we got sonic booms of the aircrafts. Could be experimental aircrafts that they don't want the public to know about. So another reason why they would say we don't know what it is. explosions, you know, like a quarry or something like that, underground tunneling, blowing up underground base. There's so much stuff here, folks, to really pinpoint this down and say it's this one thing. You can't do that. But looking at the whole picture, you know, something like one of those puzzle pieces might be happening over here. Another one might be happening over here. And
I think, Dano, you know, we've got a situation here is that there's probably all of those reasons that we talked about. We can, those were probably all legitimate reasons why people heard booms, but to identify what, where, which one, what cause happened to this boom. But let me tell you, when we talk about things like, you know, portals opening up, blowing up underground bases, somebody had made a comment about, you know, giant crystals preparing to emerge or something like that.
I didn't see that.
All it takes is one of those instances to be the actual case, and it's happening. It's true.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. So it's, you know, yeah, there might be frost quakes. Yes, there are kids pranking, but that doesn't explain them all.
Right.
Not necessarily.
No, absolutely not.
What we need to see is get a video of one of these portals opening and something going in or coming out, and then that'd be great.
But they're in a different dimension.
That's a true story.
Yeah, that's true. So they could remain invisible in
No, I
us
believe
anyway,
that there's definitely some interdimensional stuff going on that could cause that. And what do we know? We're in third dimension. We only can see a certain spectrum of the frequency.
We're just slightly smarter than normal monkeys.
Just slightly. So let's go ahead and open that phone line up, folks. If you guys want to chime in a little bit, that's 1-605-562-0444, 1-605-562-0444. And you can put your caller ID in, which is 146509 pound to get to this. Also, if you're living in a different area of the world, please look at that list down below, because there is local numbers down there to make it easy for you to get a local number and not have to pay long distance charges. So if you want to add to this, what you think, I don't care. Call in about anything. Let's have fun. This is a live show. Because I'm going to talk about some QAnon stuff while we wait for people to queue in. So now, Facebook was down on this last Wednesday.
Yeah, it didn't affect me, but I heard people were complaining.
It didn't affect you?
No,
it affected me.
Yeah, no, it didn't affect me much at all.
It's weird. Because when you look at the map, they show the affected area.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess I wasn't on Facebook much, so that's why it didn't affect me, rather than that it was still working.
Exactly.
I don't know.
So when I was looking at the QAnon stuff, because there was a lot of information going on about this, the first things first here, they got, so an anonymous asks, kids say they can't log into Instagram or post on Facebook. And then Q says the cleaning crew is active. And cleaning crew is in parentheses there. Or what is that, quotes?
Yeah, quotes, yep.
Size equals time plus to complete. And then the post before is, he calls Facebook lifelog. So lifelog problems, question mark, garbage file, question mark. So what's going on here, and this happened before, was with Xbox. Q made a post about the PlayStation and Xbox chat logs. A lot of these negative people, if you will, I guess for lack of a better term, were using that service to talk and make all this stuff go on. And as soon as Q posted this, excuse me.
I apologize. We have a family audience.
Microsoft took their Xbox Live down, and it was down for some time.
I remember when that happened.
Because they had to do that to clear the chat logs.
Oh, I see.
Purge all that out. Move it to a different server so
Yeah.
they couldn't get a hold of it.
And basically a reset button then, a wipe and reset.
And yeah, so here was the Microsoft drop. So it was, he says, dig deeper. There is a reason why directly after the drop, Microsoft shut down their entire network to erase collected and stored data. Sometimes people need to see the future in order to save the past.
Right on. I like his tip of the hat to retro causality there.
Well, future proves past.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, because how QAnon works, if you don't know, Pete,
I probably don't. I don't.
It's hard to
dig into
follow
that
because
too.
it takes some time to
Yeah.
get your brain to figure it
I
out.
have a very high level.
But he will say something like months before,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll see why later on.
Later on,
it
when
almost takes a year sometimes for the proof to come out. And
but
that's
he's
why he
then
says future proves past.
Oh, I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. So now the official Facebook reason why. Yesterday, as a result of the server configuration change, many people had trouble accessing our apps and services. We've now resolved the issue and our systems are recovering. We're very sorry for the inconvenience and appreciate everyone's patience. And of course, Q says Facebook claims outage due to, in quotes, server configuration change.
Mm-hmm.
So, why would Facebook, they should have redundant systems. You're $1 million company. I don't think it pushed $1 billion yet.
Facebook?
Yeah.
God, isn't he? It's got to be. Yeah, absolutely. Facebook's worth billions.
So $1 billion company.
Yep, I'm confident. I'm gonna guess they're worth at least $9 billion. That's my guess. I'm gonna look it up on my phone.
They should have redundant systems. Something goes down, bring it back up, switch it over, boom, boom. And this was down for like a whole day. They were purging something. They didn't want people to find something. But I have a feeling the white hats and the people in good places for working for the people got what they needed to get.
And then they bring it back up and trot out some lame excuse.
Here's an article. Facebook says outage caused by server change now resolved. Yesterday, as a result, a server configuration change. Many people had trouble accessing our apps and services, the company said in a tweet. The company had said yesterday that the issue wasn't related to distributed denial of service attack, an international move often made to sabotage.
Yep. Intentional move, yep.
So they wanted to get that out there that it wasn't something bad, like an attack.
Oh yeah,
like
right. Yeah, it wasn't anything there. It was just normal stuff.
This was a total
because you know why? Because they notified everybody between this hour and this hour they're going to be doing a server configuration, right? Do you remember those messages that they sent out telling us about that?
No,
it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. Yeah, this was a cover story.
If they were going to be doing a server configuration, they would know it was coming up and let people know. So real quick, Dan, you and I were both way off on the worth of Facebook.
What do we got?
$473.7 billion it's worth, according to the NASDAQ as of 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings today.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, we were both way off. Almost $500 billion Facebook's worth, nearly. Boy, it would have been nice to get on ground level there, buy some shares 20 years ago.
Well, when they put it on I remember when they put it on the trading, and I was like, I thought it was a joke to buy it because actually when they put it up, it like crashed right away or something like that. I remember it was a joke when it first came out. Like the price was way too high and then it went way down.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose some insider trading was
happening, and then some naysayers, and all of a sudden they figured it out and off it went.
But we also I had to show this tweet as well, post by Q. This was on March 12th. Trials for treason starting soon, ? And we got a picture here of Obama. Hillary is in there, as well as Bill Clinton, Podesta, Comey. They're all there behind bars. Promises made, ? Promises soon to be kept, ? Has POTUS made a statement assertion that didn't end up being proven correct, ? Change we can believe in. When they go low, we go high. Let freedom ring. So I think we're going to be in for some cleaning house.
Boy, if that happens, I'll definitely give more credit to QAnon. You know,
there's a lot of proofs if you take the time.
I've dabbled. I'll dabble a little deeper next time, but it's one of those things, Dan, that I find so hard to believe that I'm very skeptical skeptical to just say, oh, this is going on. But
one thing that's interesting with this too, the timing, they've gotten it to 0 delta. So when Trump makes a tweet, QAnon will do it at the exact same time, and they've gotten that pretty much 0.
Oh,
so that's another proof that they're together. So little.
All
things
right,
like that.
you've seriously peaked. Okay, I gotta. Yeah, that's not a little thing. That's pretty interesting.
It is.
So all right,
It's happened multiple times.
I've been standing kind of over in the corner, not paying that close of attention. I gotta do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot to cover and look at.
Oh yeah, just like anything, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of disinformation out there too, so you got to be mindful of that.
All right, folks. I don't think anybody wants to call in, so it's a shame. I wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
I think we got 43 watching. Not bad for a Friday night.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Any announcements, Pete?
Yes.
No, other than I'm just going to sit here and try to send out good vibes to everybody around me, kind. And we'll talk to you soon for sure, man.
Yes. So with that being said, the stream has dropped. Now we are. Folks, that stream, I don't know why it does that. It was good for a while, and I look over, it's red. It's like, what happened? Usually it'll do that if I'm using a lot of bandwidth, like if I have a guest on Skype and then I'm sending my video back to them. But for that to happen there, it was weird.
Government knew we were talking about them and
right?
came in and zapped us. You know?
Exactly what happened.
Someone's sitting over there with a button to hit.
Because it's interesting because on the weekday show,
no problems?
No, for the most part, no. Maybe once, unless I have a guest on, like I said, because you're using that extra bandwidth. But otherwise, it's always been green. But anyway, we'll wrap up there, right?
It's all happening.
Space Force. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your call.
And thanks
for your time.
People, take care. Pete, thanks for coming on.
Yep. Right on. Live show, internet.
We'll do it again soon.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Visit K2D4Network.com today.